make it all come to life. I'm free.
All right, so I'm gonna just get straight into it. Film schools in 2023 are still relevant. Even with all of the information out there on YouTube where you learn the film industry and learn how to make films, there still are practical needs for film schools as a filmmaker. And I'm not just saying that because I teach at Full Sail. I'm saying that as an independent filmmaker myself. I'm gonna tell you in this video why film schools are still needed for a person pursuing a career in filmmaking. Okay, so the first thing that I'll point out is working in the film industry for a production company like Warner Brothers, Paramount, Sony, and such is totally different from being an independent filmmaker. So if you're trying to learn how to just make films independently, you could live in your own world, go on YouTube and make stuff on your own. But when it comes to working in the film industry, film schools traditionally have opportunities for students that graduate when they leave that a lot of people that are outside of that circle do not get. And even if they don't get a job immediately, they have a lot of times better opportunities to get management and leadership positions in the film industry because those positions usually require some type of understanding for film and television. If you look, you'll see on the production management positions like a unit production manager or being a production coordinator or even higher, you'll usually see a requirement of a film and TV education. That is because when you're working in American entertainment in the film industry, you have to have some type of acumen for how mass distribution works. You have to have some type of understanding on how to manage creatives, how to manage a set, how to work in the film industry and everything else. So if you're thinking about working in the film industry for a production company and such on the major level, then film school is really going to be what you need to get into, because you could get a job as a production assistant starting out. Anyone could do that. But still, if you're trying to lead and become a director one day on that major level, climb that ladder, a lot of times you have to have that film school degree behind your name. And another reason why film schools are still needed and relevant this day and age is because of, honestly, well, things like what you see behind me right here, equipment. Like I said, I'm not praising film school because I teach at one. I'm just simply saying, just practically speaking, as an independent filmmaker, the arsenal of equipment that you get access to is really beginning and ending with the size of your budget. And as a film student, traditionally you get access to a lot of equipment that everybody in the mainstream world doesn't get access to. And then someone with the proficiency enough to teach you how to use that equipment. And if you're a very creative individual, that could be all you need to get yourself going. Film school can't build a spirit of creativity. It can't. But when you're a creative person and you're put into these settings, like even like this room right here, this is one of our sound stages where our film students here at Full Sail learn how to build sets. Even this is regulated and has standards that someone working in that industry for years would know. On your own, it's hard to come by those things. So these are, some things to consider. I did a video a couple weeks ago about the virtual set that we have here at Full Sail. That's another example. So just think about that. You can get access to some of these things on your own as an independent. Yes, you can, but it's totally different when you go to a film school. So something that I must point out to you is how the film industry differs from other industries. Well, honestly, every industry probably says that, but I can speak to how it differs from other industries, being that I've worked in other industries before I got into filmmaking. It's no secret. The way we operate, the way we function is definitely different. The way we network, the way we socialize, it's a different animal. And when you go to film school, you somewhat get initiated into the film making industry a little bit differently than if you kind of started outside of the film school. Now, that doesn't mean that you get a free pass in this industry because you went to a film school. No, it doesn't mean that. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that film school will give you the creative spirit that a lot of people in the film industry that are successful has. I say that even stronger as a person that teaches at a film school, at Full Sail University. You got to have some type of inkling of passion to create. You got to have some type of something inside of yourself outside of film school that makes you want to be proficient in your craft to the point of exemplary, where you want to be the best in your craft. That has to kind of, in a way, come on your own. But when you go to film school, if you're a really creative person, then film school becomes a benefit, something that will make you learn how to be even more creative than you were before you started. Like I said, that's what separates a film student graduate from the independent filmmaker that learned through School of Hard Knocks. Both could be really passionate individuals, but if you give a very passionate individual gear, a network of people, of alumni that graduated from this school, career opportunities, if they're trying to pursue a filmmaking career with a production company and go to that high level, if you give that person the same tools with that creative spirit, they're gonna stand out differently. So here's a straight up question for you. What is it exactly you want to do? Because being a filmmaker isn't just someone that's in front of the camera directing or behind the camera operating. There's a lot of positions in filmmaking that contribute to the process. The list is pretty vast, being a unit production manager or director of photography, production coordinator, post-production supervisor, editor. There's tons of positions in this industry when it comes to filmmaking that you might want to do research on to see what skills are required and the temperaments and everything else that kind of goes along with being able to do the job. And on this channel, I talk about Full Sail and the film industry and entertainment industry as a whole to help you learn about it. So if you want to keep on learning, you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll stay in the loop. But do your research, because there's a lot of things that goes into making a film that is besides learning how to shoot the camera.